Welcome back, Truth Seeker. August 29th, 2019. In the news, Trump launches Military Space Command. And what a day for this announcement, as we'll get to. Keep in mind, Donald Trump is the 45th president in terms of number, but he's only the 44th person to be president. And that's because Grover Cleveland had a split term, so he screwed up the count. So Trump's number 45, but only the 44th person to be president. This is Trump's deal, Space Command. Notice in Gematria, Space Command's 44. Just like space, just like military. And notice with the alphabetic order and the rules of numerology, Space Command and military, perfect overlap. 10744. And CNN gives you a story about how Space Command will take care of things such as Kamikaze Satellites. What a threat. Threats from all over the place. Men in caves, 112-pound Rambos, and now Kamikaze Satellites. So, notice Kamikaze Satellites sums to 64. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Space Command 64. This news comes during the time of Virgo. I'm sure there's some greater astrological component I don't understand. But no doubt this is where they came up with the whole idea for Space Command protecting us from the Kamikaze Satellites. Something else. Japan's 42 like outer space. Of course, Kamikazes associated with the Japanese. We had James Comey and James Mattis in the headlines this morning. Maybe I'll make a video on that too. But I like how they put the picture of Mad Dog Mattis in here. We've talked about for years how Mad Dog's 44, like Mattis is 44. You know, Mad Dog Mattis, the former Secretary of Defense. By the way, Secretary of Defense equals 193, the 44th prime number. To go back, there was some big beef between Trump and Mattis 193 days from Trump's birthday. Or I know what it was. Mattis announced he was resigning 193 days after Trump's birthday. That was the end of last year. In the reporting, let me just read a little bit of this. President Donald Trump announced Thursday the official establishment of the U.S. Military Space Command. You know, we already have a budget for NASA that's nearly $60 million a day. What's the new budget with Space Command? You know, now what are we paying per day? Those who wish to harm the United States, to seek to challenge us on the ultimate high ground of space, it's going to be a whole different ball game, Trump said at a White House ceremony making the command's establishment. Space Command will become the 11th combatant command, joining the ranks of U.S. Central Command, which oversees operations in the Middle East, and the U.S. Special Operations Command, which oversees Special Operations Forces. Whoa. I didn't mean to do that. The command will initially consist of just 287 personnel, and its final location has yet to be determined. Its responsibilities will be transferred primarily from U.S. Strategic Command. I'm sure there's a reason they went with that 287. I don't know the reason yet. Oh, well, maybe it's because of this. 2 plus 8 plus 7 is 17. Space, with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, is 17. There's probably more to it. Just a thought. But with regards to it being the 11th combatant command, from Trump's birthday to today is 11 weeks. It's also 77 days, that special number to D.C. on the 77th meridian, known as the American Meridian. Remember, United States, power, secret society. They all sum to 77 plus a whole lot more. Trump took office at 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days. So, another story that should make you real proud to be a overtaxed taxpayer, paying a third of your working wages to this government that squanders money on needless military expenditures every day. Space Command. Don't ask for any proof ever that this even exists. Until next time.